Hey everybody, this is Ed with ContentMaxima.com. In this video, we're going to cover the content module. This is the module that lets you generate bulk content across all social platforms, blog posts, press releases, etc. So we'll jump right into it. I'm going to open my folder. I'm going to launch my software. When the software window has opened, there's the three buttons. We are discussing this content button in this particular video. When you click this module, it will pop a window open that has three more options. So from this point, you are in the content menu. This is the main application screen, so just don't get confused. Look for the sword with the pencil. We tried to make it very apparent that you're in the content mode. Once you're in this mode, you have the three options that you can utilize. The first one is you can create content with an analysis report. That means if you've watched our previous videos, you clicked the analysis button, you launched this part of the software, and you put in your primary keyword or target word, and then you listed a number of supporting ideas that you wanted to request of the software, and then the supporting ideas of those. So you'll remember this menu, you exported your report, it generated a folder in your software called Analysis Scans. Within here you have the Excel files from the software, which you then can load in to the content module by just clicking this button here. So you'll see I want content and I want it built from the blueprint that the software generated. So I can select a file and once I have that file selected, then I can choose the different platforms that I want to be generated from that blueprint. And if we look at the results of one of the scans, I have a full one that I will show, and then I have a smaller one that we're going to use to test things out. But here, I just want to show you, this was my keyword or my idea that I wanted to break down was BLT sandwich. That's the example I use. It gets broken down into its 25 most critical parts, right? These are the topics that need to be discussed. This is the website blueprint, the pages you need to build. This is the campaign you need to build. This is your drip sequence. However you want to look at this, this is your strategy. So this file will generate an article about BLT sandwich, and then it'll generate all of these other articles if you let it run its full number of options, okay? So you upload your file, you tell it the number of social media posts you want. Now we're limiting you just 1 to 7 simply because this is super intensive. You have to think about the amount of communication that's going back and forth across the API from the software to the servers. So we have to limit you just because it's so intensive, it's so daisy chained, and we want you to have a successful output and not have to do it all again. So for the sake of ease, I'm just going to ask for 2 social media posts for each platform. And then I'm going to uncheck some of these boxes just to make the software run faster in this case, but you might be doing a full stack deployment where you have it writing everything for you, every platform, just to see what it's like, and I highly suggest you do that. One of the things you'll notice in the checkboxes to the right is if you are trying to uncheck like blog outline or title, you'll notice it doesn't work because article is checked. So if I uncheck article, I can generate article titles, I can generate article outlines or blog outlines, but I don't have to, right? So this is just allowing you to do either, title or blog outlines by themselves, or if you want those to be in full-blown article form, you choose article. Then you have all the other social platforms that you can add to this. And what you have to realize is that this file is used to create, an article for each one of the nodes that's listed in the Excel file, and then for each one of those articles, it's then creating 2 posts for Google Business Profiles, 2 posts for Facebook, 2 posts for Instagram, 2 for Twitter or X, and so on and so forth. So it takes it time. You just have to be patient, but it's a really convenient way to use the software to come up with a game plan and then to actually execute that game plan with minimal effort from you. By the end of this, you have a content folder in your software folder, and you'll be able to see an entire, outline of content. You'll have a master file to look at, and you'll have organized folders for each platform and in each article. So we will show you the results when we run one of these. To continue forward, just to show you other ways that you can generate content with this module. The second way, instead of building content off of the analysis report or the blueprint that we suggest, maybe you already have content, right? You have articles and you just want a way to create social media posts and promote those articles easier than you have. So in this particular content module, you can set an output folder name. So this is just what everything's going to be saved to. So I'll just call this BLT test. I'm going to select an article file that I have. It's literally just a text file. There's no special formatting. I just want you to see this. It's nothing special. This is what you can feed it. Feed it a whole article, just copy paste into a notepad, and then you'll upload that text file to the software, and then you'll tell it how many social media posts you want. So let's just say I wanted 5. So maybe for this particular article I want a press release headline, maybe I want a Flickr caption, a Reddit post of some sort, Pinterest, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, so I'm going to kill just a couple of these. Let's just say I don't want to do Facebook this time or Instagram, but I'll do the rest of these here. So you have full control over which platforms that this article has posts generated for or from, right? So you name the folder where everything gets saved, you select the article, select the number of posts that you want generated per platform. So this number applies to each one of these that you have selected. So again, the time that this takes will vary based on however many platforms you're choosing and however many social posts that you're asking for as well. The third and final way to generate content with our content module is what we call Content Maxima. Essentially, this is just combining the first step of generating an analysis, and it's a one-click solution for you. So I can come in here and say BLT sandwich is what I was interested in becoming an authority on, and I need to create this blueprint to help me build a website and launch all my social posts. So I'm going to do 25 terms. Each of those 25 terms, I also want to just see 5 other terms. I always suggest a 25-5 for any small business or even a national business. National, you oftentimes need to go bigger, or international, you go even bigger with your footprint, right? So it just depends on your industry, your niche, how competitive it is, but 25 and 5 is a good start. And then number of social posts, like let's say I want a lot of varieties, because I'm going to give this off to my marketing assistant or my team member, and I'm going to say, hey, here's all the social media posts promoting these pages that we're building, and the articles are being generated, and everything is done in a file I can send over soon. All I have to do is click this button and click this click the start button, go get a cup of coffee, and come back. Now, could this take hours? Absolutely. Based on the number of things that you're asking for, again, in this case, this setup I'm showing you would be 26, because we would do an article for your primary keyword or target. Then we would do the 25 supporting articles. And those articles, again, we have to generate the titles, the outlines, write the article, and then from that written article, we have to generate the posts of all the different platforms and try to make it in a useful, format that you can then run with or edit. And again, some of you are going to take this copy paste verbatim and launch brands and networks and businesses with it, and that's fine. Some of you are going to decide, hey, the content that this outputs isn't quite the way I want it. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to optimize it. I'm going to use other softwares, or I'm going to build a process. I know a ton of content people and agencies, and there's no one way to please everybody. Everybody seems to have a different tech stack. Everybody's interested in optimizing and writing and editing content and generating content with AI these days, right? We're all very interested in it, but none of us are doing it quite the same way. We can talk about the same types of tools we like to use, we can strategize, but ultimately this is an art and a science, and there are so many options out there that you and your writing and your editing process is going to drastically vary from the next person I talk to. So there's no way to globally please everyone, and in this particular tool, we're not trying to be the best content generation tool. Where I think we shine is in our ability to break down any topic utilizing data science and create strategy and blueprints, and the matrix alone, that module will give you so much information as a brand or an agency or entrepreneur, small business owner, content person, writer, editor, literally any type of digital marketer is going to absolutely love using this tool to generate their content. So let me pause this video and we'll show you some of the outputs from these modules.
All right, inside your software folder, there is now going to be a content folder. And based on the options that you selected and the method of content generation that you used in the software, this folder will have another folder, or your keyword, and within there will be everything that was a part of the original analysis, right? Matching. And if you go into any individual folder, you'll see within that folder you have the article. The article is just a text file, nothing fancy, no markup, but just showing you a great comprehensive outline based on what the robots would want to see on this subject matter. And then you have the posts, right? So if you did Facebook posts, there's an individual file that's generated that has those posts in the file. So you can easily come in and copy and paste, edit, enhance, change, whatever you'd like to do with these generated posts. Everything is organized into its respective folders. In addition to everything being in these folders, we give you a full content map, an overview of absolutely everything that was generated that you requested. And this is a really intimidating file to people at first, but if you have a team that you're assigning things to, it's really easy and nice to be able to come in here and just cut out the elements and pieces that you want to assign that person, and basically copy and paste it over. Obviously, again, you can edit all of this content if you'd like. You can take it as it is. It's a great template designing a huge campaign for you, right? So use this as inspiration, because when we write an article, it's promoting it one time or linking it up one time is not going to work, right? Or when we put out a message on social media one time isn't going to work. So we need to create a lot of variety, but we need to stay on track with our messaging, and we need to, again, make the robots happy so that the robots understand what we're talking about. So this file, for basic users, is just copy and paste. Here's everything automatically generated for you in a spreadsheet. If this is too overwhelming, use the smaller files within the individual folders. So go to the Facebook post folder and use that file instead of this big master file. To people who are interested in more advanced techniques, this file here is your best friend if you'd like to get into auto blogging, auto publishing, doing any type of like webhooks or triggers, IFTT, zaps, any of that automation stuff. Even with Google Sheets, you can do some really cool scripts for publishing to your different website properties. There's 1,000,001 things that can be done with AI and Excel, and this just opens the world to you because now you can have mass content generated, mass messaging generated, and you can be feeding this dynamically into whatever tech stack or app or, I mean, any vision that you have going online. So we want people on both ends of the spectrum to understand the power and value of this, and this is why we're giving you the content in several ways, right? You're getting this giant map file, and then you're getting the individual folders, and within those folders, the platforms that you selected with the messages. So all completely organized based off of that original analysis file. If you used that particular content button, right? If you generated with the analysis report, or if you did the one-click content Maxima, the upload article, this one, just a reminder, will be the folder name that you set it to be. So this is a good reminder in general inside your content folder. If you run something multiple times, it's best to rename the folder before you run another round, because we don't want it to overwrite what was already done and lose that content. So just be cautious of your folder names or your keywords when you're running the content module, just so that you don't overwrite anything. But the content module's output will always match the number of posts that you put in and the platforms that you select, and then obviously how big of a analysis report that is being fed into it, or an article that's being fed into it. So a smaller output, just as an example, I did a really small analysis, just, I think it was 2 ideas or entities. Here you go. BLT sandwich, bacon, and then lettuce and tomato. So it's a super small, just cut out from this file, right? And you'll see here, I did more of the platforms, but I did just less total number of articles, if that makes sense. So again, it's just based on the options that I'm selecting in whatever content module I'm in. The folder output will match that. And again, a lot of people are going to ask us about the articles, article quality, optimizations. I think most people, most SEOs, most content people, you're going to have some other software stack. You're going to have some other process to making your content better, unique, stand out, So we fully expect what we're giving you here to not necessarily be the end. Could it be the end? It could be. If you were doing, some mass site generation and you're not super worried about the quality of content. I'm not suggesting what we're outputting is low quality content by any means, because again, this is all based on the data science and what the robots are looking for in regards to this subject matter. But what I am suggesting is if you take one of these articles and you go plug it into some other software, they're using different techniques, they're using different suggestions, and so we don't expect to score or to relate in any capacity to whatever barometers other softwares are using. Again, I would fully expect you as an entrepreneur, small business owner, agency, copywriter, whatever your role is, I would fully expect you to have more to your process and to edit and to optimize and to do more with the content that we're giving you here. I will have more videos in the future of how to do that. The Matrix module can be especially helpful in crafting your messages based on whichever platform you're marketing. So I want to throw that help out there, but I just also want to set your expectations that with the content module, these are pre-made campaigns for you based off of your subject matter. And if this gets you, 75, 80% down the road on your content journey, we're happy. We feel accomplished here at Content Maxima. We're not able to, nor do we ever strive to, appease everyone. It's impossible. Every agency owner, every content creator that I know uses a different tech stack, a different process, has completely different expectations of how, titles should be done and what should and shouldn't be used in a headline, or how the structure of an article should be, or if lists should be in it, or tables should be in it, or all these details, should there be images, should there be interactive media and videos. Like, we can't get involved at that level of your content creation, that style, that uniqueness, that extra mile of competitiveness has to come from you. So again, what we give you in this output is a beautiful, laid out, pre-formatted version of what you need to go out and conquer whatever niche or industry and become an authority in that space. So please consider how you might use this content and use these outputs, because again, they're extremely helpful for omni-channel and getting your message out across dozens of platforms all at once, and being able to do something that an individual could never do before, but now they can, right? With automation, with bulk content, with AI, it's an unlimited possibility of the brands you could launch, of the messages that you could get out there. Will it take planning and engineering to make it the best it can be? Absolutely. But we here at Content Maxima know if you use our software, if you use our content modules, it will give you the baseline that you need. And so between blueprints and optimization techniques and full-blown bulk written content campaigns, you have our entire suite of power, and we would invite you to go out there and build your empire. We'll talk soon in other videos. Thanks so much.